Happy New Year, guys. 2026 is here. Welcome to the Sports Kings NFL Week 18 prediction show. Friday night, we are live January 2nd, 2026. This is the last week of the NFL regular season. And my guys look like they might have brought in 2026 with a bang. This is why we got the late start here. So let's start with Dustin Pfeiffer down there. Those Carolina Panthers are looking to make some history, make some noise this week. How did we bring in 2026 in Charlotte, Dustin?
Yeah, listen, man. Charlotte is hype and ready to go. They haven't had one of these moments in a few years where they have a game with everything on the line and the city is ready to go. And I think either way they'll be fine. It's been a good year, but I think they really want to get this win against Tampa and they know they have a great chance. So the city is buzzing and a Saturday 4:30 standalone game on ESPN, the fans are ready to go. So happy New Year, everybody.
Stand, yeah, stand alone is correct. And I would say the same thing for H
Yeah.
Town, where me and Jacob Meadows reside. Happy New Year, Jacob.
Happy New Year, Gene. Yeah, this was it does kind of suck that we don't get the stand-on treatment that the Panthers are getting, although I will say even I'm excited for Carolina. This is a cool time for them. We get the Colts and we get to pray to the NFL gods that Tennessee somehow pulls out a dub against Jacksonville so that we win the South. But otherwise, we're going to rest most of our starters after like one drive, and we're playing the Colts who are starting Riley Leonard at quarterback, and no more Uncle Phil, and it's been a cool year. It's been a cool
But you're
year
in the
for all.
playoffs, so I mean, whether you win the division or not, so it's a good
Yeah,
thing.
we
And
clinched.
you're not you're not like my team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are, the NFL just had to have this magnificent Sunday night bash between the Ravens and the Steelers. And guys, Dustin, look, this is not like the Ravens and Steelers of the past. We don't have Vontez Perfect or well, that was with the Bengals, but we don't have the Ray Lewises of the world. This is just different. It feels different.
Yeah, I mean, you got Ravens and Steelers, so I think the name alone will bring some heat to the game. But you're right; it doesn't seem like the same fire, same passion that we've seen with this Ravens and Steelers game. We don't know about Lamar Jackson. The Steelers are up and down, inconsistent. Just too many inconsistencies going on.
Yeah,
But
with
again,
both teams.
but the division is on the line, and so maybe that will bring out some of this rivalry, some of this heated passion, and hopefully the NFL will get a good game on Sunday night.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah, because it will be the last game of the regular season. So,
Now, I want to
uh,
know just quickly, Gene, with this game on the line, because I think people kind of thought Pittsburgh was going to have this wrapped up. If this game, where's this game at?
it's in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
If this, so this puts even more on the line of what I'm about to ask. If this goes the wrong way and Pittsburgh collapses this and loses in Pittsburgh on national TV, it's the same question I've asked you all year. What is going to happen to the Pittsburgh Steelers in the offseason?
Well, I think Aaron Rodgers is gone. I don't know if Mike Tomlin. I think Mike Tomlin gets to make his decision because once again, he's one of the winningest coaches in Steelers history. There, I don't know. It depends on how this thing goes down. If they take say they take a 36-0 loss, man, something that ugly. Good Lord, Mr.
Yeah.
Rooney might just clean the house. And then the Steeler fans, who knows what Steeler Nation is, how they're going to react on national
Yeah.
TV if it goes haywire. But look, this is an opportunity. They know what's up against them. We'll talk about it here a little bit later. But yeah,
And I asked that from a Steelers side because you're a Steelers fan, but you also could honestly ask the same question from a Ravens side as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
you
I
could.
only say Pittsburgh because I think they pretty much had the division in hand and would be giving it away, seeing as how Baltimore was kind of coming back up to take it. So
Yeah, I mean, and it's going to be an interesting game, and I think the whole world nation is going to be glued in on this. So, hey guys, check this out. First of all, to everyone out there, we hope you had a happy new year. And man, 2025, we had a great year in 2025, and we want to carry over that success to 2026 here because I tell you, people, some almost 50,000 of you have just kind of viewed our shorts, our live shows. I mean, that's just incredible here. So we have
yeah,
seen some great growth here in 2025. So we want to carry that over. But guys, let's talk some football here because look, 2 playoff spots, 4 division spots, and the top seed in both conferences are going to be decided in week 18. So just like when we say week 18 is, some people compare it to like the preseason, week, which it's worth watching. There's a lot of individual accomplishments that can be made, milestones that could be made this in week 18. We talk about that here in a little bit. But at the same time, guys, when we've said this, I mean, it's looking like we could have a team. We could possibly have a team in the Super Bowl that didn't even make the playoffs last year. I mean, am I right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's the same story with the NFL every year, Jacob. It's you always have some of these teams that come out of nowhere who make a rebound. And I say this as watching some of these games last week. We watched San Francisco beat Chicago. We watched the Eagles win in Buffalo. There's not one true favorite in my eyes to win the Super Bowl. And I honestly think that any of these teams in these playoffs, including some of the Pittsburghs, the Baltimores, the Tampas, the Carolinas who are 500, I think any of these teams could be anybody on a given day. So it's going to be really interesting to watch. I don't see one clear favorite out there in the AFC or the NFC side.
This is the most any given Sunday season
Yeah.
I've ever seen. There's parity across the board, right? Like you said, anybody can beat anybody. The Atlanta Falcons gave the Rams the business last week.
I'm officially a Falcons fans guy.
Yeah.
Did y'all know that? I'm officially a Falcons fan.
Like, and the crazy part about that is New Orleans might actually be the best team in that division, but the Shug Show shall move on. But yeah, no, parity, dude. Like, anybody can beat anybody. We've had some crazy upsets this season. We've had some crazy disappointments this season, and it's good for the sport, right? The writers got it right. Like, this has been a fun season. Like, script has been great. 10 out of 10.
And the reason why I think we say that is because look at the Bears, look at the Patriots.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys were like horrible a year ago. Last place. And not even close to even third place in their divisions last year. And look, they have won their divisions this year. So this is crazy. And you look at the coaching, and we talked about that, Dustin, before you came on. Me and Jacob talked about one of the shorts we put out there about coaching and quarterbacks. It's near 10,000 views already. But I mean, but look at the coaching of Drake May and Mike Vrabel and Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. I mean, that is amazing.
It's amazing, and it's going to be interesting to see who wins this MVP, because I think we all thought it was going to be Stafford. Stafford's had kind of a couple of down weeks. Drake May's kind of coming up a little bit. Who's going to win that MVP? Who is gonna win Coach of the Year? Is it going to be Vrabel? Is it going to be Ben Johnson? But like you said, Gene, all these names we're talking about are new names. It's not the Lamar Jacksons, the Patrick Mahomes, the Josh Allen, the Jalen Hurts. It's a second-year quarterback in Caleb Williams. It's a second-year quarterback in Drake May, or third-year quarterback in whatever it is, Caleb Williams. A first-year head coach in Ben Johnson. Not a first-year head coach in Vrabel, but a head coach in a new spot. It's new names that we're talking about, not only for the playoffs, but for the awards. And if I asked you right now, like, who would you put the most trust into a team? I don't think I could give you an answer if there's one team I trust more than anybody. I don't think there's an answer out there.
Yeah, Jacob, Liam Cohen down there. No one saw that.
Can't forget him.
We were ready to write Trevor Lawrence off. We said, man, this is like, he gets this big fat contract here. And we were like, whoa. And in his defense, he's had a couple of coordinators and head coaches. Yeah. But man, this guy, I mean, what a difference. What a coach.
No kidding. Liam Cohen's been a quarterback whisperer. Baker looked fantastic when he was in Tampa, and it makes sense now. Like, he has fixed Trevor Lawrence. That offense is buzzing. The team is hot. Like, he's part of the three-headed monster for Coach of the Year. Like, it's been a terrific run for him, and it's nice to have it at that level, right? At the coaching level. Like you said, Gene, like it is so nice to be able to believe in the coaching. There may not be one team that stands out. There are no Kansas City Chiefs in part of a dynasty run right now. But you have great coaching almost unanimously across the board, right? You know, the Titans don't have a coach. Mike Kafka's at the Giants. But like almost unanimously across the board, you have great coaching, which is propping up great teams, not great teams, but it's better fundamental play than we've seen in years past.
Yeah.
Well, you know who we also wrote off? We wrote off the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan because
we did.
All we've done this entire season is Seattle Seahawks, Los Angeles Rams, Seattle Seahawks, Los Angeles Rams. All of these injuries for the 49ers. Should they play Purdy? Should they play Mac Jones? Like, this team is not for real. And on Saturday night, they played for the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Nuts. Both of their coordinators should get head coaching looks. For sure. Bob Salah, and I'm not a good enough fan to know their OC's name, but kudos to him for winning with Mac Jones and the depleted offensive weapons he's had, because they should both be getting looks.
Yeah. It is amazing. And look, I tend to think that one of the Super Bowl participants could be coming from the NFC West. I don't want to.
It's hard to say not. It is hard to say not.
Yeah. I mean, because look, and Sam Darnold, how do you go from you get 14 wins with a team, the Minnesota Vikings, and then you come over in Seattle, and now you're looking at the number 1 seed and 14 wins. I mean, it's just incredible. It's incredible. I mean, and all of the changes. And look, for someone to be successful, then someone has to be unsuccessful. And before we get into our picks for Week 18, we'll talk about the Kansas City Chiefs are not in the playoffs. The Detroit Lions are not in the playoffs.
Yeah. These teams are playing instead of getting ready for a run, they're playing spoiler come Week 18. You got the Lions playing the Bears, teams like that who you expect to be battling for the playoffs, and now they're trying to play spoiler for some of their rivals. I think, like Jacob said, we always get parity in the NFL, but this one has been a little more crazier than usual. And I think, again, I'll say it one more time, I don't think that's going to change in the playoffs. I think there's going to be some wild things that happen in this playoffs.
Do you even want to have, like, if you're Seattle, do you even want to have, the number 1 seed? Do you even want to have that bye? So that's going to be, when we do our playoff show next week, man, because, oh, wow, this is going to be incredible stuff here, guys. So I tell you what, let's go ahead and look, it's Week 18, so you kind of know how the rules go at this point, right? So look, I can guarantee you that none of the Sports Kings, because we've had Christmas and New Year's, I have not looked. I've looked at some of these games, but I haven't really made a definite pick, so I don't know what the picks are going to be. But hey, guys, we should applaud ourselves for, even with this crazy year. And I know we don't have the graphic of our overall records, but we've done pretty damn good in a crazy year ourselves.
We have. I can call it out that last week, Gene and myself went 8-8, so 500. So a little bit more down than what we're used to, but still a 500 record. Jacob was in first once again with 9-7, so he extends his lead by a game. So going into the last week of the regular season, Jacob is 160-80. Now think about that. That's double the wins over the losses. He's 160-80. I'm 157-83, so I'm 3 games back. And Gene is 150-90, 7 games back of me and 10 games back. But 150-90 is our last place pick. Like, those are great records. So I think Gene and not to toot our own horn here, but this is probably the most successful pick season that we've had from top to bottom
ever, and in a crazy year. I mean, try to get out there. No one has done less than 150. That's incredible. So, and we still got Week 18, and we're gonna try.
So Jacob's feeling good. He's feeling good. He hasn't got there yet for the regular season.
He's ready. Hey, look here. So we said that the winner of the picks would wear the crown. Okay, So Jacob, I know you got yours nearby. So we'll see what it's going to be between you. Look, you and Dustin. Even if I went 16-0, I don't know if I still would win. It'd be tough, but look, it's going to be fun, guys. It's going to be fun. So
listen, it hasn't been a good week for me, Gene. I mean, I've lost the pick lead. I lost the championship in fantasy football. Thank you, Derrick Henry, for running for 9,000 yards in one game. I mean, I'll tell you, that's 2 years in a row I finished runner-up in fantasy football.
Yeah, look, Well, it happened in one of my other leagues with Christian McCaffrey. You know, he stuck it to me. I mean, who knew? And that's why I said, look, the NFL really wanted to see that Steelers-Baltimore matchup because Derrick Henry, really? Who would bet that he would have had 4 touchdowns in that game, Jacob?
Yeah.
That was an incredible game.
Yeah, Jacob's texting me going, "Oh, don't worry, it's just the first quarter. He's not going to
I
get that
saw
much."
that.
And then he continues to go for a touchdown after a touchdown after a touchdown.
I knew you were doomed when Jacob sent that. I'm like,
He
oh,
jinxed
boy.
me. He jinxed me.
Yeah,
I don't like.
just turn off.
And you can better believe when I have the graphics next week, I will have that damn asterisk by it because I still have it
Oh
for
my
test. All right.
goodness.
For the
I mean, I can take that 1 game penalty now. I still got a little meat. To play
He's
with.
feeling confident, Gene. You see this?
I'm gonna have to ask Alexa to play Wii Ball by Ace Hood, and I'm gonna throw my crown.
Oh man, yeah. Well, you still took home some pocket change, right, Dustin? So I mean, that's
I did.
not
I
bad.
said, I'll take second. That's 2 years in a row runner up, but that does pay decent money. So
It
I won't
does.
complain. So that's
It
been
did.
a successful back-to-back season. So hopefully we can keep it rolling next year.
All right, so look, when we do our locks of the week, guys, look, yeah, you know the rules. So we get the drum roll and it's that lock. And when we make an upset pick this week, is going to be so damn difficult. Okay,
Yeah.
Because probably some of the games that, like Dustin had said earlier, teams that are looking to play spoiler, we might put up the upset graphics.
Yeah.
So
Who's playing, who's not playing? You just don't know this week. It's going to be wild.
yeah, we don't know that, right? But players are setting, teams are setting their play. So what real quick, guys, I did want to talk about before we get into our picks. So we got some players in the week 18 just don't totally disrespect the week 18. I feel bad for you if you are in a fantasy football league
Yeah.
and week 18 matters.
Your
'cause
commissioner should be fired.
It's tough.
If
I've
your
been in that
commissioner, if your
situation.
commissioner has you playing Week 18 fantasy championship, you need a new commissioner.
Yeah, you should be fired because good luck. You could have had a successful year all year, and some no-name guy is going to run for 200 yards. It's crazy. So, but look, there are some milestones that could happen in week 18. Myles Garrett, guys, he leads the NFL with 22 sacks. He can pass Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 sacks. You got Derrick Henry. I know you don't want to hear that name, Dustin.
I don't.
He ranks 4th in the NFL history with 122 career rushing touchdowns. So he can tie Marcus Allen, who has 123, and then Bijan Robinson, 52.55 scrimmage yards, can become the 3rd player to reach 2,400 yards. You remember Chris Johnson did that, right? With
he's
Titans. You guys remember that?
Yeah, he's close to CJ2K's record. He's about 300 all-purpose scrimmage yards away.
Yeah, and then Jackson Smith and Jigba, guys. Whoa, he had 1,709 receiving yards, and he can become the 7th player all time to hit 1,800 receiving yards in a season. So that's some of the things to look out for. I don't know what bonuses and all of that stuff. There's a ton of players that can reach bonuses, and me and Dustin used to cover that over the years, but there's a lot of player incentives that you'll see. So that will matter if you're,
I'm not sure if anybody can get. I'm not sure anybody could beat the bonus that Lane Kiffin's getting to coach another college football team and get $500,000 for his old team winning a playoff game last night.
Yep, $500,000 for them advancing without him. Nuts.
And $1 million if they win the championship, and he's not.
Yeah, that is pretty incredible. And speaking of college football playoffs, guys, look, the shocker of the week. Or maybe it wasn't a shock if you live in the state of Indiana. The Indiana Hoosiers beat the brakes off the Crimson Tide of Alabama 38-3. God, that was an ugly game.
I think it seems like a shocker because of the names on the chest, but I don't think it's a shocker based on the football teams. Indiana's for real now.
They are for real.
And that's
that Oregon semifinal rematch is going to be.
You got to get Jacob's
interesting.
Oregon Ducks in there a little bit.
Oh, so it's an awesome season no matter what, because the U gave it to Ohio State, and that's what they get for scheduling a patty cake schedule all season. The only thing they played was UT in week 1, and that was it. And then they got their stuff kicked in by the Hurricanes, which was deserved.
Patty cake. Did you want to say cream puff? Patty cake, same thing?
Yeah, same thing. That's what happened. That's what happened. Iron sharpens iron, right? You have these big schools that schedule absolute nobodies. Notre Dame didn't even get in because of that. and Ohio State
yeah.
what they had coming, and it was a beautiful, it's a masterpiece.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump into this and get through this Friday night first show of 2026. There are 2 Saturday games, and they are impactful. And there's a reason why the NFL scheduled these games or flexed these games to Saturday, because they are meaningful. So maybe not every game on Sunday is, but at least 3 of these 16 games are going to be somewhat meaningful. But we got 2 Saturday games, and we'll start with this first one here.
Oh.
Dustin, oh my God. Look, Carolina Panthers, 8-8. They're going to go to Raymond James Stadium there, a place I've been to a bunch of times there, to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Both teams are coming off a loss in week 17. Tampa wins. They could win. I mean, a couple of other things have to happen as well. But Dustin, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, so I think I need to touch on your point you just made there. This is not just a win and you're in game. I don't think people realize that. If the Panthers win, they are in. But if the Bucs win, that doesn't guarantee them to be in the playoffs. And the reason I mentioned that I'm a Falcons fan a minute ago is because if the Falcons, after beating the Rams, beat the Saints tomorrow, who will be without Chris Olave and some other guys, we'll get into that, then regardless of this game, if the Falcons win, the Panthers win the division. So the Panthers have 2 ways to get in. They can win this game, or even if they lose, that the Falcons win tomorrow, which is kind of crazy, like you were saying, Jacob. The Panthers are the 4:30 standalone game here, and then it could come down to both of these teams watching the Saints and the Falcons tomorrow to see who gets in. So it's very interesting right now. Like you said, Gene, both teams off the loss last week, but it's different losses. Let's be real. The Panthers lost at home to the Seattle Seahawks, who were playing for the number 1 seed. It was 3-3 at halftime. They were right there. The Bucs lost to Quinn Ewers.
Oh my God.
And that's why going into this game, honestly, I'm taking the Panthers. And you can put the upset graphic on the screen, Gene. It's not even so much about my team. I believe in my team. I don't know if you've seen this stretch, Jacob and Gene, but for the last 10 weeks, the Panthers have had win-loss. They've rotated wins and losses. So that would make them due to win this week. The second thing is, again, to me, it's more about the Bucs. I don't even know if there's people on the Bucs roster who want to be in the playoffs. I think they're ready for this season to end. They've lost 7 of 8. They are just spiraling out of control. Baker Mayfield once again is banged up again with a new shoulder injury. They've gotten Mike Evans. They've got some guys back, but they're going to be without their 2 top corners. And I just think the Panthers want this game more, and I think they're going to bounce back. It's crazy to say that since it's for the division, but I just think the Bucs are free falling. And so for that reason, I'm taking the Carolina Panthers to win and win the NFC South.
Jacob?
Throw that upset graphic back on the screen, Gene.
Oh my goodness. You guys are coming in strong for 2026 there.
I think we might be at the end of the Todd Bowles era. I like Todd Bowles, but it just that team. He seems to have lost the locker room a little bit, right? Like I like Todd Bowles, but the new OC has not gotten it done despite the weapons that they have. Like Dustin said, I don't think that anybody in Tampa actually wants to go to the playoff outside of Baker, who doesn't know how to turn it off, but he's been hurt. He is absolutely not at 100%. He's not firing on all cylinders. And I don't think that they have what it takes at this point, even though Mike Evans has come back healthy, even though Chris Godwin's back, even though Scotty Miller's not on that team anymore.
They're healthy as they've been all season.
Yeah, like they're good. Bucky Irving's back. Rashad White's healthy. They're good, but the season was lost about 5 weeks ago, I think. I think the locker room knew what was coming. The bell is tolling, and I think Carolina wants it more. This is a standout game for Carolina, right? This will be the first time they've won the division in quite some time. Give me the Panthers to walk away with this one, regardless of the outcome of New Orleans and Atlanta.
Oh, my goodness, guys. You're making it tough. I was hoping you guys at this point would be 50-50 here, so I could listen to a different point of view, right? So I don't know about this, man.
It's
Look,
a toss-up.
the
Bucs are 3-point favorites at home.
I I have allegiances in both cities. Both of these cities, I love them to death, man. Charlotte and Tampa. You know, we got our girl down there, Sony Thompson, covers the Buccaneers, man, and Dustin. Oh my goodness. I met you at a Panthers game now, and it comes down to this.
You did.
Right?
I think when you met me, they were playing the Bucks. I think.
No, they were playing the Dolphins.
Oh, Dolphins. That's right.
Yeah, they were playing the Dolphins.
You're right.
So look, guys, that look, that meltdown that Todd Bowles had, I don't know. I'm hoping that it resonates with some of those guys. I like the players on both of these teams. I like what Dave Canales has done with that team. The owner finally just kind of we haven't mentioned his name all year.
You got to give him credit. We
Yeah,
give him a lot of like
he
he
stepped
stepped
away.
to the side. Yep.
Yeah, he stepped to the side. So I've seen the accomplishments there. Look, because I'm gonna go with the home team in this one. Okay, so that's gonna be my pick, but it's gonna be a hell of a game. I know all eyes are gonna be on this game. NFL did a good job of flexing this, so.
But it would definitely be NFC South craziness. That if the Bucks did win, we still have to sit at home on Sunday and see what happens in the Falcons.
And I like that the NFC South is getting this. The Bucks wouldn't deserve this, believe it. I think the more popular American team, the America's probably going to go with the Panthers. Okay, so we have another Saturday game here. And this particular game is whoa, right? This game right here is for the marbles, guys. You got the Seahawks. They're gonna go up there, the 13-3 versus 12-4 Saturday night. The winner is not only going to get the NFC West Division title, but they're also going to get the top seed. This game is way tougher to pick than the one we just did, right? So, Brock Purdy out there doing the dances, man. This guy, I'm like, whoa, we've seen a different Brock Purdy than I've ever seen before. And Sam Darnold, man, this guy has unfinished business. I'm not going to pick this game first. Which one of y'all want to take this one?
Jacob's going first on this one.
I'll take the lead on this one. So the Niners are playing for something that nobody's ever done, right? Santa Clara all the way through the playoffs. Nobody's ever had a home game at the
didn't Tampa do that a few years back?
Bucs did it with Tom Brady. God bless it. All right, so the second time in NFL history that a team has had home field advantage throughout the entirety of the playoffs, right? So San Francisco's got an extra chip to play for. San Francisco has been playing lights out football. Brock Purdy has been better since the injury than he's ever been in his career. Christian McCaffrey, although a little banged up last week, he's healthy. This is the final week of the season. The season's on the line, right? They could get the number one seed. CMC is still healthy. Their wide receiving core is healthy outside of a questionable Ricky Pearsall. Their offensive line is mostly healthy outside of Trent Brown, and I do believe one other offensive lineman. George Kittle is questionable, but will suit up. The defense looks good. Give me Seattle. I'm going to take Seattle, who is the betting favorite, not the underdog.
Is that an upset?
No.
They're favored. They're favored at San Francisco.
Yep.
You want to lock it, Jacob?
No, I'm reserving my lock for later on. This is a toss-up, right? Like I wouldn't even be upset no matter who won this game. I've ridden with Seattle. I like Seattle more. I do think they have more firepower, and I think their defense is better. Not by much. It is by percents of a margin, but I do believe that their opportunistic defense is a little bit better. I like what they're doing there. And, if there were any time for Sam Darnold to quiet all of the naysayers, right? If there was ever a time, correct. If there was ever a time for Sam Darnold to do something important to really lay to bed, all of the choking against the Rams last year in the playoffs when he played for the Vikings, the choking against the Rams earlier in this season, and the fact that he was semi bailed out against the Rams in the rematch later on this season. Yeah. I think this is it. I think this is the iconic, the marquee game for Sam Darnold. I think that this is going to be a huge game for Seattle, and I think that the 12th man travels to Santa Clara.
All right.
Well, I'll disagree with one thing you said. Seattle's defense is not a little bit better; it's a lot better than San Francisco. San Francisco's winning games with offense right now, not their defense. It's not the old 49ers teams with defense and things like that. So, but I will say I was actually at the Panthers Seahawks game in person and watched that game. And I know we're talking about Sam Darnold winning 13 games, and listen, he's been incredible and he's been everything Seattle has wanted. But at the same time, he still has those up and down moments. Like it was 3-3 at halftime against Carolina. He threw a couple interceptions, and the Panthers just happened to turn the ball over right back. I love Seattle's defense. I don't like Seattle's offense. If Njigba is kind of shut down, they don't really have a lot going. And I just think at home, the 49ers have their offense rolling. They're going to have to get some stops, but I don't think Seattle's offense is that potent. So put the upset graphic on the screen, Gene. I'm going back to back.
You're going back to back upsets.
Back to back upsets. I am taking the San Francisco 49ers at home to pull off the upset. It's crazy. Like I said, we talked about Seahawks and Rams all year, but the 49ers are playing their ball at their best ball at the best time of the year. And sometimes when you ride hot like this, you can go on a run. And like Jacob said, they're trying to get this home field advantage all the way throughout. And I just think Purdy, is crazy to say because we talked about Mac Jones earlier. I think Purdy is going to make more plays to win this game than Sam Darnold. And it's not a knock on Sam Darnold. I just think I think his defense wins more of the games than he does. And let's not forget Christian McCaffrey. That guy is a do-it-all back. Feed him the rock. He's as healthy as he's been in a long time. Give me the 49ers to pull the upset.
Okay, look, man. This is for the division and home field advantage throughout. Yeah. Oh my goodness! I'm gonna take Seattle because I am a Sam Darnold fan. You know, USC. Come on, you know we gotta get that in there, right? And just to see him bounce back. You know, he went against. He's been road tested now. The Rams defense that they beat the brakes off of him and they punished him in Minnesota last year and got them out the playoffs. So he moves to their division and faces them now. So I think he's been road tested, right? And I think he goes on the road. And this 49ers team, yeah, they made a comeback. They're, despite all their injuries and stuff. I just think Sam Darnold is locked in at this point. And I think he goes in there and gets the win. So I'm going with Seattle to host the. And you know what, guys? We haven't talked a lot about Mike Macdonald. Is one of the coaches that we don't talk about a lot.
It's just because he's the second year, right? If this was the first year, we'd be lauding him. He'd be a shoe-in for the coach of the year, but he deserves to be in contention. He has been incredible. With
I don't know if I've mentioned his name 3 or 4 times this year on this show.
I'm telling you, I watched that. I mean, I've watched Seattle because they're one of the top teams, but to watch them in person against Carolina last week, the one thing I will say is that team on defense flies to the football, and they do not miss tackles. There was multiple times where Rico Dowdle, Chuba Hubbard had one-on-one in the open field, and Seattle's defense just locked it down. So that's, you talk about the Texans with their defense, the same thing with the Seahawks. If the Seahawks are going to make a run, yes, Sam Darnold's going to be in the conversation, but I think it's that defense that will be leading the way.
Defense wins championships.
Yeah,
just a guy.
And Mike Macdonald was a defensive guy coming from Baltimore. So
yeah, crazy, just crazy stuff. So, all right, guys. Now we're gonna move on into the Sunday. So those are both of our Saturday matchups. Which, believe me, you're gonna be watching football on Saturday and Sunday this weekend. Trust me, if you're a true fan. So let's go to the Sunday game. And this game, we just talked about it, Dustin, has so much implications for the Buccaneers and the Panthers that. People are going to be watching this one too, believe it or not.
It's one of the most important games on the schedule.
Yeah, but look, how about we just give it up to Raheem Morris and what these Falcons have done? Look, Dustin, you said last week, why the hell are they on Monday nights?
Yeah.
Well, they were there to beat the Rams.
That was before I realized I needed them to win. Now that I needed them to win, now I give them some compliments. But what I will say, what's crazy is that I don't think we're talking about Carolina or Tampa is going to win the division. If the Falcons win this game, they're going to finish with the same record as the division winner of the NFC South. That's pretty crazy to think. And you give Raheem Morris credit, but the other guy I give credit to, and I said this a few weeks ago, is I start to think in the back of my head, what would this team have been like if Kirk Cousins played the whole season? Like, I think we kind of wrote Kirk Cousins off being an older quarterback. Yeah, I think we wrote him off being an older quarterback, Michael Penix being the young guy. But I think we were kind of giving Penix the benefit of the doubt, but he was not good. No. And then he got hurt, and now Kirk Cousins is coming, and he's got the job done. And it's crazy to say this as a Panthers fan, Gene and Jacob, but these two teams right here that are playing this game on Sunday are playing better football than the two teams that are playing for the division. I'm just going to be honest.
No,
so
it is going to make the NFC South worth watching. I mean, we've always talked about, the Tampa Bay has owned it, but man, it looked like it's going to be. We said this last week. Look like it's going to be a competitive division in the future.
I still don't think that Raheem Morris has done enough to save his job. I do think the Falcons will make a change in the offseason. I think if you're looking at upside for teams, you're probably looking at the Saints and the Panthers to have the best upside because the Panthers are young. The Saints got Shook as a rookie quarterback. Falcons are going to look at coach. They're going to look at Kirk Cousins. The Bucs are getting older with Baker and Todd Bowles and Mike Evans. So I think the Panthers and the Saints have the most upside going forward. With that being said, I can't believe, I pray this doesn't happen, but I can't believe I could be sitting here on Sunday at 1:00 with my eyes so glued to this TV to figure out what's going to happen with the Carolina Panthers. So with that being said, just to be safe, I'm taking the Atlanta Falcons to get a win. Just in case my Panthers don't come through and I need the Falcons, I'm picking them to get a win over the Saints because it's at home, and I like how Kirk Cousins is playing. Shuck's playing well, but they almost lost in Tennessee last week. Give me the Falcons to get a win. And like I said before, no Chris Olave for the Saints on Sunday.
Yep. Hey, I'll jump in quickly, Jacob. I agree with you that the Falcons are going to win. I disagree with you that I think Raheem Morris keeps his job. I don't know if Arthur Blank wants that much turnover there.
I think he's going to go call his buddy Bill Belichick.
Bill is out there, and boy, he's been quiet. So but I don't know. I think Raheem Morris keeps his job. But anyway, I'm gonna take the Falcons to win this game. Jacob,
T's and P's to Chris Olave. They found a blood clot in his lung. He has no prior blood clotting problems. So T's and P's to Chris Olave. He was actually cooking this season. Went over 1,000 yards. The Shuck Show has rolled, and Chris Olave's rolling with him. So hopefully he gets better quick. The NFC South is going to mirror the AFC South, and they are going to be a much better division next year. With that being said, it's unanimous. Give me Atlanta. I don't think Raheem Morris has done enough to save his job. He probably will be back, but that might have more to do with the lack of coaching talent on free agency, as it stands, as opposed to anything else. But Atlanta, yep.
All right, guys, this game, I'm going to make it quick. Bengals win last game at home.
Yeah, Bengals. But Myles Garrett breaks the record.
Oh, he ties the record.
Is it tied or break?
I thought he breaks the record.
No, I think Myles Garrett gets 2.5 sacks.
Is that what he needs? I thought he only needed 1 sack.
He needs half a sack to tie, 1 full sack.
Okay.
Yeah. 2.5 by the end of this game.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Bengals as well, although I will say real quick that, again, another impressive win. Gene, you almost wanted to call it last week, the Browns over the Steelers. You kind of saw something brewing there. And I haven't studied Browns games because I don't care about watching them, but I have to think that depending on what they do in the draft, that Shedeur has done enough to be the starter going into next season.
A lot of chatter about them going after Chambliss or one of the other quarterbacks coming up, and it's nonsensical. Shedeur looked good. Get him a wide receiver that's a real wide receiver one, not Jerry Jeudy. And, I mean, he's had a stable of running backs. Quinshon Judkins comes back healthy, right? Maybe get him one more real good back. Cleveland could be a threat.
Yeah, but I'll take Cincy in this game, last game at home, like you said, with Burrow and Chase and all those guys.
Yeah. So we all unanimous on that. Okay. This game right here, Indianapolis Colts, 8-8. yeah, man, what a tale of two. What first half of the season, second half of the season. You know, we all saw when Indiana Jones went down. Man, what a disaster for the Colts. I know the Colts were on their way, guys. I don't know. Uh, that doesn't happen to Danny Dimes. Who knows what happened with Houston and Jacksonville because it looked like they were just going to run away with that division. But anyway, Jacob, Texans resting their players or what? Are they still trying to get the division?
So I think that I don't know where this falls with the time slots. I do think that we bench all of our starters after it's either going to be the first couple drives.
They're both playing at 1:00. So
are they both? So I think it's going to come down to if Tennessee looks like they have a shot against Jacksonville, Houston will play to win, right? Like bury this, make sure it happens. If Tennessee comes out the gate and Jacksonville runs out to a 35-0 lead in the second quarter like they should, all the starters get rested. We've already clinched. We'll be fine. We're not going to get home field. But I do believe that if Tennessee's putting up any fight at all, which they've looked better in the last couple of weeks, I do believe that Houston will play their starters. They will take more risks, and they will make sure that this game is a dub no matter what, which it should be Riley Leonard starting, right? That even with their backups in, we should be punching the Colts in the mouth. Jonathan Taylor fell off a cliff, right? And it's the Colts have nothing more to play for. They just need to be healthy next year. So
do we still have Phillip Rivers playing?
Nope, Riley Leonard. It is
Riley Leonard starting. The Phillip Rivers thing is done.
That is come and gone, right?
Yes.
I'm taking the Texans. I just think they want to get the last game at home, going to the playoffs on a up and up, you know, because of their playoff history. I just think, you know, and I agree with you, Jacob. They play them as long as they need to play them, right? They get this win.
Man, the Colts were trying to do me a favor and get my last place in AFC South prediction right, because you talk about starting 7-1 and now they're 8-8 and they could finish with a losing record. It's unbelievable. You can put the live graphic on the screen, Gene. What Jacob said, regardless of Stroud who plays, I think the defense will do enough to win this game. I don't think we'll get to Jacksonville. I don't think they're going to slip up, but I still think that Houston wants to go on a high note. So give me the Texans to lock this in at home.
Dustin learned you can't count out Money Mills. Money Mills, even if he plays.
No, hey. Did you not hear what I said? I said the defense.
MVP.
Yeah. Right. And believe me, they are going to want to look good. You know, dress rehearsal, right? As we always say, you know, for the playoffs. All right, guys, next game. Keep it here in the AFC South. How about that, right? So, as a matter of fact, I think the last week of the NFL season is all divisional games.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
That's so. Titans 3-13, Jaguars 12-14. I don't know. I can see the Jaguars. I'm gonna go with Jacksonville, but I can see them. I don't think they're in a position to set, rest, do anything. I think they need to be hot going into the playoffs. Big win last week over Indy. Give me the Jaguars to win.
Yeah, you can put the lot graphic back on the screen. I'm going back to back again. I know Jacob's praying for a miracle here, and Tennessee's playing a little closer, but it ain't happening. Jacksonville's rolling right now, and they're going to continue rolling, and it's probably not going to happen. But the crazy thing is, you know, when we're talking about Jacksonville, it's not just the division; they have an outside shot at the number 1 seed in the AFC. So they're not looking ahead. They're locking down to get this division. Jacksonville rolls at home over the Titans.
If you're a fan of this show, say a prayer for the Stroud family that the Tennessee Titans can get one more dub this season so that Houston can get first in the AFC South. Otherwise, I'd lock it in if I didn't think it was bad juju, but Jacksonville all the way over Tennessee, as much as my heart wants a Tennessee upset, I just, there's no way, right? Like it'd be a Christmas miracle, boys. So.
And Jacksonville doesn't even have to tie. They or win. They can tie.
They just win and they win the division. Yeah.
They can tie and win the division. So
right. So yeah, it's one of those scenarios where they Yeah, their fifth division title in franchise history. They've done it way back when when they first
Yeah.
started 98, 99, 2017, 2022, and 13 wins is pretty incredible with a new head coach. All right, let's go with the next one here. This is the one team that has just really wrecked Jacob's
Man.
life all year. The Green Bay Packers at the Minnesota Vikings. Okay. Dustin, who you liking this?
Well, I'm looking at the line here, and I'm going to assume that the Packers are not playing anybody because Minnesota is a 9.5-point favorite at
That's what it
home.
looks
So,
like.
so again, Gene, I'm like you with the new year and the holiday. I haven't studied who's in, who's out. I'm just going off this line, and I'm going off how the Packers played last week, which was terrible. They're in the playoffs. We'll see what happens. It's not looking good for them. But I'm taking the Minnesota Vikings at home. I doubt Jordan Love plays. I doubt some other guys play.
Yeah.
Clayton Tooney is the starting quarterback.
Who is?
Clayton Tooney, third stringer.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate the help, Jacob. Give me Minnesota.
Mirror that.
Who you liking this one?
Mirror that for me. Give me Minnesota. I think that the Packers cover, right? If you're gambling the spread, I think the Packers can cover this. They have a good stable of running backs and 50,000 receivers who are all about as good as one another. Dontavius Wicks probably has a great game, even though Clayton Tooney's throwing the ball. But Minnesota all the way to actually win this game. It's a crazy line, but Minnesota's going to win this game, and the Packers probably win.
Who's the favorite?
Minnesota by almost 10. It's
9.5-point favorite.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna lock this one then. I'm gonna lock Minnesota. Clayton Tune. Didn't he? Where did he play his football at? Was it Texas? Or where?
Clayton
I've heard
Tune,
that name
it was
before.
Texas. I thought it was it Houston. I thought it was.
No, yeah, the Cougars.
Yeah,
was it?
Yeah.
It was in Texas.
I
know it was in the state of Texas. So
yeah, he played for Houston. Yeah, that's how I got. I got it right. Houston Cougars.
That name. So okay, guys, let's move it on here. So we got the Dallas Cowboys 7-8-1 at the New York Giants 3-13. So the Cowboys have owned the Giants, right? No matter whether it was a playoff year or a whatever you want to call it. So hey, wait a minute. Hey guys, Bobby's here. Bobby.
Happy New Year, Bobby.
Happy New Year, Bobby.
Happy New Year, Bobby. So check this out, guys. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys on this one because I just look. Schottenheimer's done a great job there. I'm sure Jerry's gonna be looking at a lot of player incentives and looking at the big offseason question is what are you going to do with George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb? They both George Pickens is expected to make somewhere between 150 160 million with a new contract this year. He has played very well. I tend to think Jerry's going to franchise tag him, which would still give him a big bump in pay. I mean, his 4-year contract was only worth $6 million, so he still is going to make a substantial amount of money, which I don't know. It's probably going to be right around 25 or 30. But give me the Cowboys.
28. Yeah, it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money from where he's going to get a $20+ million pay raise. So I'll take Dallas to win over the Giants.
I'll also take Dallas. The Giants already won the #2025 Tank Bowl against the Raiders, right? So now they need to do their part and not screw up their draft seeding too much. So give me the Cowboys to beat the Giants here.
Well, I'm down 3 games. I've got nothing to lose. I need to take some chances if I'm going to try to win this championship. So Gene, put the upset graphic on the screen because the Giants, I don't know if you know this, but they did this a couple of years ago where they won a game they shouldn't have won at the end of the season that cost them the number 1 overall pick. And I think they're going to do it again. They went out there against that game against the Raiders. I know the Raiders had nobody, but they steamrolled them. Mm-hmm. I mean, they put up a ton of points. And I just think Dallas is just going to go into this game like who gives a damn. And I think Jackson Dart being a rookie and having energy will at least find a way to make some plays. Give me the Giants to pull the upset.
All right.
Got to take some chances, guys.
Jacob, you took the Cowboys, right?
It's
sure
win or go
did.
home.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next game, guys. Bills and Jets. Jets. Well, who is going to get the number one pick in the 2026 NFL draft?
Looks like it's going to be the Raiders.
The who?
The Raiders.
The Raiders?
The Raiders are 2-14, and then you have 4 teams at 3-13, which include the Giants, the Jets, the Titans, and the Arizona Cardinals.
Mm.
And the Raiders
So
play
as long as the Raiders lose this week, they lock up the number one seed or number one pick.
Well, Bobby likes that, so
Bobby gets it. Yeah.
Francisco Mendoza, is that who we're rolling with?
I think they like that.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Well, hey, the way this guy look from the Heisman to beating the brakes off Alabama, if he wins the national championship, I'm sure his stock is going to go up mighty high. So it may not be a bad idea for the Raiders. So Buffalo Bills is my pick, guys.
Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah. You could bench every starter in Buffalo and they'd still beat the Jets by 14. The fact that Aaron Glenn doesn't have like watch parties out for the one and done, I get he needs time, but they somehow got worse. Jets are terrible.
I think that actually happened last week, right? The Patriots were without like a dozen guys and they still steamrolled.
Yeah.
The New York Jets.
Yeah.
It's
so yeah,
bad.
I'm taking the Bills as well. I will say, I don't really know what the seeding was last week, but I was a little disappointed to see the Bills go for 2 in that game against Philly because Philly's offense wasn't doing anything. You're at home in Buffalo. Why wouldn't you send that game to overtime? But they didn't, and they lost that game. So Buffalo is going to be looking to get a win, so they can go into the playoffs on track. Give me the Buffalo Bills to get a win.
They didn't put a lot of effort into that.
And it's the last home game in Highmark Stadium, and they're not going to close that stadium with a loss. That's for sure.
The new stadium that they refuse to put a dome on, even though they have their fans shoveling snow every freaking year. They thought that the snow wasn't.
I kind of like what they're doing. I don't know if you noticed this, but they've got most of the seats covered for the fans, but the field elements are still there because they want that snow to still.
They want that snow there. They want that home. That home. That's like their 12th man, so to speak.
Experience. Yeah, I agree with Dustin on that one.
All right, guys. So moving right along here. Next pick. The Detroit Lions, Chicago Bears. I mean, at one particular time, this game maybe had some meaning. Detroit is done. Chicago still probably wants to make sure they look good going into the playoffs. I think a loss for them going into the playoffs might be some negative energy. I take the Bears to win.
Go ahead, Jacob.
Yeah, Bears. I will say Jahmyr Gibbs has some money incentives on his contract that are looming, right? So if you're player prop betting, right, Jahmyr Gibbs probably a decent target to look at. He's looking at, I think it's $1 million in extras for both rushing and receiving yards, if I'm not mistaken, unless it's rushing yards and rushing touchdowns. With that being said, Detroit's defense doesn't exist. Their offense has hit a brick wall. Jared Goff is Jared Goff again. So Chicago all the way here.
Yeah, and I think and again, I don't have I'm trying to find them here, the standings in front of me, but I'm pretty sure that the Bears have to have a win to clinch this number 2 seed, because if they lose and the Eagles win, the Eagles could get that number 2 seed. Now, what that doesn't really mean a whole lot because they won't get a bye regardless, but I think they want to hold on to that number 2 seed and face a beat up Packers team in the first round at home against Chicago. That place will be going nuts. So give me the Bears to get a win.
All right. Next game here, guys. We're moving right along here. Denver Broncos at home against the Chargers. Now, this is really an interesting game here. Look, oh man, I don't know. I'll let you go first, Dustin.
Why do I have to go first? Go ahead, Jacob.
I need more time.
Right, I'll take it.
Thank you, Jacob. Appreciate it.
One of the things that makes this game the most interesting is that Denver is somehow a 12.5-point favorite. I didn't see anything outside of Amari and Hampton being ruled out already that would notate this game being a 12.5-point swing one way or the other. But Denver is a 12.5-point favorite. That's a wacky spread. Bet Los Angeles to cover the spread. I don't care who is out. Herbert is playing. The receivers are playing. It's a wacky, wacky spread. I do think Denver wins this game. I am going to go Denver here, but I do not think that it is going to be by 2 possessions.
And let's say a couple things here. First of all, with a win, Denver clinches the number 1 seed.
Yes,
that's all they need is a win.
Yep.
Now with the with the Chargers, they're sitting 11-5. The Texans are sitting 11-5, and the Bills are sitting 11-5. So that 5, 6, 7 seed right there is not decided yet. So there's a lot to play for both teams, because if you're Los Angeles Chargers, you don't want to fall to 7 and possibly play the Patriots in the first round. So I don't know where that 12.5 comes from. Again, I
don't either.
Gene prefers to start the show that we haven't done as much research this week because of the holidays. I don't, like you said, if Herbert's playing 12.5 is wild. I would take that spread. I'll take the Broncos to get the win to clinch the 1 seed at home, and they've been very good at home. But I don't know what that 12.5 point line is.
Whack.
I don't either, guys. But look, when it comes to securing the number 1 seed in the AFC, Jacksonville can get it as well. So can the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is really meaningful game here. The fact that this game is at home, I guess I'm just going to be a homer this week with these teams. It seems that way anyway. I'm going to take the Broncos. So who's the favorite here?
The Broncos.
So hold on, let me look at it here. I want to confirm what Jacob said is right. Oh my gosh. The line, are we sure that Herbert's not playing? Because the line is now 13.5 points.
So there's something going on with the Chargers there, but because the Chargers are not going to.
Okay, here's the new Justin Herbert is not playing on Sunday.
Okay, all right. Well, Broncos, yeah, okay, it makes sense because, like you said, whether they win or lose, it's not going to change much of their seeding, right, in the playoffs.
Well, and I'm gonna get all, and this is I'll take the onus on this. That normally I come more prepared than this. But again, I just said that the Chargers, the Bills, and the Texans are all 11-5. So I think the Chargers have something to play for. Like, you don't want to be the 7 seed and have to go to New England in the first game. So I'm not really sure what is going on here. I'm very confused.
Quarterback,
I think
they're probably just take a chance.
I think what it is Herbert's hand might be a little more screwed up after that Texans game.
Yeah,
and
that's possible.
I agree.
So Gene's favorite player, Trey Lance, is going to start on Sunday. So
Trey
he will
Lance
get to start.
Trey's got to make his money. He should be at the end of that rookie contract, right?
Hey, y'all remember that little touch pass for a touchdown in the preseason?
Yeah.
Trey Lance not to be trifled with.
I got the Broncos.
So that will give the Broncos a pretty clear edge, because here's how it works. We'll go to the next game. If the Broncos win, they're the 1 seed. If they lose and the Patriots win, the Patriots are the 1 seed.
Yeah.
If the Broncos lose and the Patriots lose and the Jaguars win, the Jaguars are the 1 seed. So there's a lot of stuff out there for this seeding, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But with no Herbert and all that stuff, we all got the Denver Broncos.
We all got the Broncos. All right, guys. Next,
all 3 of
them
lose, and Houston wins. Houston gets the 1st seed. Never forget.
Is that for real?
That's accurate. Yeah, Houston can still technically.
Well, yeah. The Texans still have an outside chance to win.
Yeah,
that's not even here on the clinching scenarios. That's
no,
accurate.
but they still have an outside chance to win that AFC South. I do know that. Arizona Cardinals, Los Angeles Rams.
No, he's saying if the Patriots lose, he's saying that the Texans could get the number 1 seed, Gene.
Oh no, I don't think they can get the number 1 seed.
Yeah,
I think they can win
the
AFC South is what I'm saying.
Yeah, they can. Yeah,
it's possible for them.
Jacob's feeling himself over there a little bit.
You still got some leftover alcohol from New Year's Eve, apparently.
I wish.
All right, guys. Cardinals, Rams. I think the Rams want to win this game. So I'm gonna lock the Rams. Okay, let me just get my last use of the lock for the year. Okay. Season. I got the Rams.
Leave it on the screen and lock it in for me. I've got the Rams as well. It's crazy to believe what I just said. The Cardinals they're 1 game out of the number 1 pick, the Arizona Cardinals. That's crazy how they fell off this season, even though Jacoby Brissett's been a good fill-in. The Rams, they got to be pissed off after that Atlanta game. If the seeding doesn't matter, they can't go into the playoffs with 2 straight losses. Give me the Rams.
No, they really can't.
Yeah.
They're also not benching their starters. McVay already came out for it. Go ahead and throw the lock graphic back up on the screen.
Oh, we all locking. Is this the first for the whole year that we've all locked?
It's only 1 or 2 times we've done this. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's do it. There we go. So that means if you're out there gambling, and which you should be doing responsibly, right? Then this is like a sure pick. Okay, this is a rare for the Sports Kings to all lock in a game that we know that is going to happen there. All right, so let's go ahead. We're moving right along, guys. Oh man, the Kansas City Chiefs, Las Vegas Raiders. Bobby, where you at, Bobby? I don't know. This could be. Is this going to be Travis Kelce's last game, guys?
I think that it most possibly is going to be Kelsey's last game because Pat's not going to be back for the first half of next season. The team's still going to suck in terms of Kansas City, inches and miles. So yeah, I think Travis is done.
I don't know what the incentives are for this particular game here, but
Dustin, you're muted, homie.
Yeah, Dustin.
Y'all are killing me. Listen, yeah. It seems to be Travis's. It seems to be Travis. It's computer. Listen, guys. It's Friday night. It's a holiday week. We're all trying to end the holidays. Listen.
Yeah,
it does seem like it's going to be Kelsey's last game. It just all signs point to that. I would like to see him. I know he's fallen off, but I'd like to see him play another year. But he's got a lot of stuff going on. He's happy off the field, about to get married. He's had a Hall of Fame career. So if he hangs it up, he's got nothing else to prove.
Okay.
With that being said, I'm as bad as the Chiefs have been. They probably played some of the worst football I've ever seen. I'm taking the Chiefs because what the Raiders did last week to just say, "Hey, nobody on our team is playing. We're throwing it in. We're making sure we get this number 1 pick." I just see that happening again this week. And I will. You mentioned Travis Kelce's last game, Gene, and Bobby's not going to want to hear this. I think we've seen the last game of Max Crosby in a Raiders uniform.
Yeah, I could see it too. Crosby might be at a point in his career where he doesn't want to start over again. I mean, this guy is getting up there. He's been the standout player there with the Raiders organization. So,
and I also wonder if Pete Carroll will be there next year as well.
I do not.
Yeah, and we'll find out, guys, because we'll have Black Monday coming up this week.
Yeah,
where the Raiders GMs, coaches will be fired. It's the worst time for an NFL coaching family there. This is where I think they probably brace for this time of the year, knowing that things could happen there. But anyway, I'm taking the Raiders. I guess I'm taking the home teams for the most part. I'm not Kelce might have a good game. Who's court is Geno playing? Is
it's going to be Kenny Pickett, I believe.
Well, Pickett is trying to make find him a home.
He's a Super Bowl.
I know that Kansas City quarterback. I can't pronounce his name. I know he's also trying to find him a home next year. But give me. I am taking the Raiders to win this game.
Bobby, your Raiders made the most boneheaded decision letting Miami scoop Cam Miller off their practice squad. It was the best quarterback on their roster, not named Geno Smith. They never gave him a shot in a real game. Miami got a gem out of a small school this week off of waivers. He was on the Raiders practice squad for no reason. And Kansas City is going to just beat the tits off of the Raiders here in the final game. Cement the Raiders getting the first pick in the draft, which I do believe they will take Dante Moore with. They have had a scout at every Oregon game this season, right? Mendoza's incredible. The Raiders do not have an offensive line to support Mendoza. I do believe Dante Moore will hear his name called first quarterbacks.
See, this is my real quick. This is my thing. I know we got to move along, but I don't think this is the season to have a number 1 pick and look for a quarterback. This quarterback draft class is not that strong. Now, I like Mendoza. I like Moore. There's some other guys coming out Shambliss. But it's not like there's one guy where like a Cam Ward where you say, "Hey, this is my guy." So it's going to be interesting to see what these top teams do.
And Oregon's only produced 1.5 good starting quarterbacks in the NFL. You have Dennis Dixon, who destroyed himself in college, came out and was never a good pro.
Yeah, I remember that.
And Herbert. The list ends there.
Joey Harrington, Marcus Mariota.
Yeah,
we
Marcus
can go down
Mariota.
the
The
line.
list goes on and on.
Not good.
Not good.
All right, guys. Miami Dolphins 79 at the Patriots 13-3. Look, we just mentioned Patriots, Jaguars, Broncos all have a chance to lock down number 1 seed. So look, we would be a damn fool not to go with the Patriots in this home game at Foxborough. So Gillette Stadium. Give me the Patriots. I'm going to lock this game. So let me get all my locks in here. Jacob.
Yeah, New England all the way. I'm not going to log it, but New England all the way. Although I do think that Miami, Dr. Quinn playing decent football, right? He could put up, keep it close-ish. And Devon A-Chain's doubtful. So with that being said, Miami should win by 17. But not Miami, New England. New England should win by 17. I am taking the Patriots.
Okay.
Patriots. I got nothing else to say.
Yeah.
That's it? Just Patriots? That's nothing else to say?
Nothing else to say. No.
Okay. All right. Eagles, who it's hard to tell here because they might be setting their players. What's the scoop on that? You guys
No
have any scoop on the
Jalen
Eagles?
Hurts, and they're going to rest some other starters as well.
Resting major starters.
So Commanders,
which is interesting because I mentioned a minute ago, if somehow the Lions beat the Bears and the Eagles win this game, the Eagles would be the 2 seed in the NFC.
Washington is starting. Josh Johnson at quarterback. Mariota still out. So Tanner McKee, who's a top 5 backup quarterback in the NFL, will be starting for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Tanner McKee is nice.
All right. All right. I'm going to take the Commanders. How about this? My first road team, right?
Yeah.
I would take the Commanders to get the win in Philly, this is going to be more like a preseason game. If any of the games, this is going to be more like a preseason game. Dustin?
I'm trying to determine, when we say rest starters, are they resting everybody?
Yes.
Or
I think that every major
Eagles?
player, yeah. The reports that I was looking at is stating that every major contributor is going to be resting. Like Saquon's not going to play, Hurts not going to play, AJ Brown's not going to play, Devonta Smith's not going to play.
Well, who you got, Jacob?
I'm going to go ahead and throw the lock graphic on the screen. I'm taking Tanner
Oh, you
McKee
are?
and Tank Bigsby to run through the Commanders.
Okay. All right. I'll give you a lot.
I like the Philadelphia backups almost as much as their starters.
What the hell? I got to take some chances. Give me the Commanders to get a win.
Okay.
You're going to hear a lot of
yeah,
that.
yeah,
What the heck? What? I mean, you just don't know.
You don't know. I mean,
we follow this league, and you just don't know.
This game has preseason written all over it. Okay. All right, guys. The last game of
Now we can get to talking.
the NFL season. Okay. This is what they call game number 272, the final game of the 2025 regular season, Sunday Night Football, 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time, to determine the AFC North Division champion. All right. Week 14, Steelers defeated the Ravens 27-22. Rodgers had a pretty good game, 284, 2 touchdowns, 1 passing, 1 rushing, believe it or not. So, woo. Now look.
First of all, real quick, the disrespect, Gene. The Ravens are favored by 4.5 points at Pittsburgh.
I like it. And I like to see it go up even higher because you're right. That's where the disrespect comes in. Look, this team started 1-5, and to win their division, I mean, look, I think only 1 or 2 teams have ever done that. The Commanders did it in 2020, the Bengals in 1970. So they could become the 3rd team since 1970 to begin the season 1-5 and win their division. Pittsburgh's trying to win this division for the first time and since the COVID year 2020. So I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take this one and run with it. I'm going to agree with our dear friend Brian DiArdo. Brian DiArdo said that the Steelers are going to win that division. I believe him. I think the 4.5 is a damn disrespect to Pittsburgh, and this game is at Acrisure Stadium. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, go ahead and throw the upset graphic and take it, Gene, because I don't see an upset on your list, so you might need to just go ahead and make this your upset.
Well, then here the hell we go. How appropriate 2026 that yes. Look, that's who I'm rolling with. The Pittsburgh Steelers will win. It's a damn shame. It's an upset at home, but give me the Steelers.
Go ahead, Jacob. You know, you notice I'm making you go first a lot tonight, Jacob.
No, I'm fine with it.
This is the last game, guys. Our last pick.
That's right.
If DK Metcalf hadn't have beaten that dude's ass in the stands, right?
No.
I actually forgot. I forgot he's not playing. I forgot about that.
No,
if
not.
DK hadn't been throwing hands with fans for no reason,
hands on the fans.
This would be easier. But throw the upset graphic back on the screen.
Hey,
I'm gonna roll with
Adam. Hey, think Adam Thielen and Valdez Scanlon, whatever his name is. They're gonna have a good game.
They are. I'm looking at you, Roman Wilson. I'm expecting a 27-yard touchdown for Roman Wilson. It's the greatest quarterback Pittsburgh's ever had, ever in the history of the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers. They're going to build him a statue. Pittsburgh.
Is that your prop bet of the week too?
For the Roman Wilson one? Yeah, I mean, if you bet money on that, like, you know, it's not my fault if you lose money. I don't prop bet. I'm terrible at it. But I do think Roman Wilson has a big touchdown today because, I mean, who else, right? Like Calvin Austin, right? Sure. MVS, who drops just as many passes as he catches, sure. Their best tight ends out for the season. Well, best tight end, not named Freiermuth, out for the season. Darnell Washington broke his arm last week, so that's a bummer. Jaylen Warren should be good, but, you know, I don't believe in the Raven magic, and I think Lamar's back is broken, right? Which, you know, Matt Stafford's was, and he's kind of an MVP contention, but not the same. And I do think that Derrick Henry might slow down this week. Give me the Steelers.
Okay.
Yeah, listen, I'm on the fence on this because on one hand, I want the Steelers to lose just so I can see the implosion.
Yep.
On the other hand, I want the Steelers to win, so Gene has to keep pulling for Aaron Rodgers. So I'm really on the fence of what I want to do here. With that being said, I also have to take the picks into mind because I'm trying to win this thing. I'm not giving up. Jacob thinks he's got it locked up, but I'm not giving it up. And you helped me out because I forgot about DK Metcalf. Give me the Baltimore Ravens to get this win. I think DK Metcalf being out is huge. Like you said, I don't see this receiving core being able to step up without him. TJ Watt's back, but TJ Watt hasn't had that great of a season. Can we be honest? Like he hasn't been TJ Watt.
Impactful he's going to be.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's coming back. And you say Derrick Henry's going to slow down, but I'm not sure if this guy's ever going to slow down. This guy, the older he gets, he just keeps steamrolling people. And what I know the Packers are not any good anymore, but what they did in Green Bay last week was impressive. They just pounded the rock, and that was without Lamar Jackson. So even if you get a 75-80% Lamar Jackson to go with that Derrick Henry, give me the Baltimore Ravens to get a win. And I just tallied it up, Jacob. We have 4 different picks. So all I got to do is worry about those 4 games. And if I get them, I beat you by 1 game. There it is. You like how I did that math all the way through to make sure I had 4 picks different to try to beat you.
I do like that.
Yeah, you played it really careful, Dustin Pfeiffer.
But,
all right, guys,
I forgot about DK, Gene. That's huge for the Steelers, man.
It is, but I'm not going to worry about it because look, you bring in Valdez Scanlon, you got Adam Thielen. Yeah. You know, you bring in a decoy and TJ Watt because I think that's all he's going to be is a decoy, right, for the most part. So look, and that spread. I mean, come on, you basically saying 5 points. You're gonna, that's what Pittsburgh beat them by in Baltimore.
Yeah. Tomlin should have that plastered in the locker room. That they're.
Yeah, I would. I can't see it. I damn sure can't see it happening.
You could have an internal implosion on either side. Whoever loses this game, they can clean an house in the coaching staff. Harbaugh could be out, right? Tomlin could be out, depending on how the pendulum swings.
Yeah,
I think. Look, not only do you put that point spread in the locker room. You look at 1-5. This team started out 1-5, and at the time they started 1-5. Hell, the Steelers had like a damn near for a 3 or 4 game lead.
They did.
So I mean, just let's see how this is going to work. Hey guys, look, we talked about the successes we had in 2025, right?
Woo.
And a lot of that came from people liking the show, commenting, sharing, subscribing. Look, when we started this show in August, the preseason, with 101 subscribers. Okay, so now we're on our way to 1,900. We're that's where we are.
Almost
we're over
2,000.
Yeah, we're on our way to 2,000, probably before the playoffs there. And we got to thank everyone. But look, if just tell people about this show. I mean, I think we have a good product here, and we've all been connected some way or another with the NFL there. And look, we always brag about our residency in Las Vegas. I know there's a ton of shows on the internet, YouTube, whatever, but not everybody gets a residency in Las Vegas like we did. We had a show in Las Vegas every other week. We had our own studio in Las Vegas. So I mean, look, so we're not BSing here, okay? But we think, and we're late to YouTube. You know, we traditionally we've been on ESPN local in Houston. We've been on Yahoo Sports. We've been on you name it, SB Nation. So I mean, we've
all
done
the podcast.
We've done, yeah.
Yep.
Dustin's been there locally on radio in Charlotte.
Yeah.
So I mean, look, we're bringing it to YouTube now. So we're comfortable with this setup here. So we hope to grow even more.
Appreciate the support, and I'll say it, and guys will vouch for it. We're only going to turn it up when it gets to the playoffs. We're going to add in some new stuff, maybe a couple new graphics for the playoffs, and we're really going to get this ready for what should be an amazing NFL playoffs.
Yeah, Jacob, our playoff picks got to be on point now. Yeah, I mean, we might have had fun, and
we're going to do the game by game picks. We're also going to do a bracket to fill out who our Super Bowl champion is going to be. I'm going to come up with some crazy graphics to go along with our locks and upsets. We're really going to go all out for this playoffs.
And
if these playoffs are going to be crazy, man.
I'm going to paint myself half steel blue and half red, and I'm going to wear a bull helmet. So playoffs are going to be dope. Cannot wait to see all of you there.
Hey Bobby, thanks for following us into 2026, Bobby. I know we normally do the Wednesday night show. Bobby was like, what the hell, Friday night, man? I got things to do tonight. Bobby stopped by. I know how Friday nights are, and he stopped by and listened to the Sports Kings tonight. Bobby, we appreciate it, man.
You're the man.
And
Bobby.
look, tomorrow, NFL action tomorrow, guys. Hey, tune in. We've told you everything that Panthers, yes, be ready. Good games on tomorrow, not scrub games. Good games, probably better games Saturday than Sunday. So, hey guys,
my status is to be determined if I'll be on the show next week. All depends on tomorrow.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and wrap it up. And look, we'll come back next week and see who's going to be the predictions champion.
Happy New Year, everybody!
For the year, I don't know. It's between you two, so we'll find out if it's going to be Jacob or Dustin. So, hey guys, enjoy your Friday night. We'll see you back here next week for the playoffs here on the Sports Kings NFL Prediction Show.